Francisco. A treat for all the fish last night. 17 hits and 7 runs. The lineup exploded. And Marcell Ozuna finally went deep. Tonight, guess who's back? Christian Yelich is in the house and ready to roll. It's Miami and San Francisco, and it's late night with a fish. It is such a beautiful setting. One of the best not only in baseball, but in all of sports. AT Park right smack dab up against San Francisco Bay, home of the defending world champs. Jared Cozart's first start here. Tim Lincecum's got a new haircut and a nice tiny ERA. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the comeback player of the year, Casey McGee, getting his award tonight in San Francisco. Hi, everybody. Rich Waltz along with Tommy Hutton. The Marlins and the Giants in Game 2. Miami winners last night. And Hutt, tonight, the Fish get a familiar face back in Christian Yelich.
Yeah, and Christian Yelich back after some rehab games in Jupiter. He went 3 for 9 in those games and ran well. He had a stolen base. He scored a run. So good to see Christian make a couple of tweaks in that swing. Just before he went on the disabled list, he struggled somewhat in that series against the New York Mets. But he's back, and he's at the top of the order tonight. He'll be hitting leadoff for Mike Redmond's ball club.
Speaking of tweaks, the Marlins had to tweak their roster. Yelich comes off the DL. Reed Brignac has been designated for assignment. And oh, by the way, D. Gordon did tweak the hamstring last night as a precaution. He's not in the lineup. So Yelich, interestingly enough, for the Fish, is right in that leadoff spot.
Yeah, and D. Gordon's injury, not serious. He's available to pinch hit. Just wanted to sit him out for one game tonight.
Here is that lineup for Miami. As you take a look at Yelich in the leadoff spot, J.M. Lexus brings it to you. J.T. Realmuto slides up to 5. If Gordon were healthy, Yelich would probably be in that 5 spot, huh?
I would think so, yeah. And it was good to see Michael Morse a couple of hits last night. Ozuna with 2 hits, his first home run of the year. Echeverria continues to swing the bat. And I think every time Stanton hit the ball, he hit it right on the nose and hit it hard.
Ready to go in San Francisco. The Marlins and the Giants. Christian Yelich been waiting for this. And he is back. Marlins and Giants. We got pitchers right around the bend as well. by Toyota, let's go places, by Kaiser University, and by AutoNation. Save on over 70,000 vehicles now. Visit AutoNation.com. Late night with the fish, still sunshine and fog creeping in over the Golden Gate in beautiful San Francisco. Rich Waltz along with Tommy Hutton. Let's dive deeper into this pitching matchup. Let's start with Tim Lincecum, who's trying to turn back the clock and regain the form he had when he won a pair of Cy Young Awards.
You know, it's amazing. We say turn back the clock, yet Lincecum's just 30 years old. He's won over 100 games, a couple of Cy Young Awards. He's pitched 2 no-hitters, but he had an ERA of over 4.5 last year. Much better this year, and he's thrown pretty well against the Marlins. A couple of adjustments he's made in his delivery. We'll get into that as this game goes on. But Tim Lincecum, a good matchup tonight, a tough one for the Marlins.
Great place to pitch here in San Francisco. It'll be interesting to see Jared Cozart in this environment.
Yeah, he's never pitched against the Giants. Jared Cozart has never pitched, obviously, at AT Park. But he comes with a pretty good resume this year, a good earned run average in his 5 starts. As a Marlin, going back to last year, an ERA at 2.58. So Jared Cozart, a lot of the guys on the Giants have never seen him.
Marlins winners last night. Let's go down below a little more on Jared Cozart. Jessica Blaylock. Jess?
Thanks, Rich. Jared Cozart on the mound for the Marlins tonight. He said heading into this season that he really wanted to work on his changeup. He even worked alongside teammate Henderson Alvarez to perfect that pitch. I had a chance to talk to Cozart earlier today. Here's what he said about his confidence level in his changeup.
A lot more. I'm going to need it here, especially a lot of lefties. Faced a lot of lineups with a lot of lefties recently, so maybe now I can also start throwing it to righties. But feel for it. It's gotten a lot better, and just got to keep throwing it, and that's the only way it's going to get better.
One thing that's also gotten better, seeing starters get deeper into the game. How important has that been?
Well, it's huge. We don't want our bullpen to have a bunch of innings, going up to into May and having them have high innings and. But yeah, it's our goal is to go 6, 7, 8 innings so we can keep the bullpen out of it and have a chance to get a decision and get a win.
Well, and you guys are obviously having some fun. I mean, Matt Latos, creating a mustache with my hair. That's something the clubhouse has always kind of kept this season, is just a positive mentality, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're never, obviously there's a lot of panic from the outside world early as to how we were playing, but we never panicked in that aspect. And, we all have confidence in our abilities, and the starters are all trying to push each other to, it's kind of the one-up game. If someone has a good start, you want to go out and have a better one because we know it's all for the betterment of the team, and if we do that, we're going to win a lot of games.
A couple of pitching duels in Washington. I mean, does that theme kind of continue into this series?
Yeah, I mean, we knew coming into this road trip what I know our hitters knew, and we see it too. We're running off Scherzer, Zimmerman, Strasburg, Bumgarner, Hudson, Lincecum, all guys with a lot of past success, and they're all having good years this year. So we were going to have our work cut out for us, but we have confidence in our guys that they're going to get us some runs, and we just got to limit them. And we don't mind pitchers' duels if we're on top.
And the big news of the past 24 hours is, of course, Christian Yelich rejoining his team. He is back in the starting lineup after spending a stint on the 15-day disabled list. He had a good stretch in Jupiter, had a couple of hits, a stolen base. He is ready to be back with his teammates. He will bat in the leadoff spot in place of D. Gordon, who's dealing with some tightness in his hamstring. I had a chance to talk to Yelich earlier today about how he is feeling and more. Here's what he had to say.
Feel good, ready to go, and it's good to be back.
You're able to get a couple of hits in Jupiter, a stolen base. How much does that help your confidence in returning to the team?
I wasn't really worried much about results down there as much as I was about really just testing it and seeing how everything felt and, kind of just getting timing back.
What's that process like of having to go through a rehab stint, hop on a plane, fly across the country, and then get right back in the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, it's not fun. Anytime you got to go rehab, it's not, you don't want to do that. It means you got hurt. It's good to be back. Flew out yesterday, and it's always good to be back with the team.
And tonight in the lineup, you're immediately back in, and you're in that leadoff spot with D having the night off. How comfortable are you in that position?
Yeah, now I got a few at-bats hitting leadoff. Pretty much spent all year there last year, so not really bothered by it. Feel comfortable there and ready to go.
Good to have Christian Yelich back. A big win for the Fish last night. It was a 7-2 final in Game 1. It was a complete game for the Marlins. They got great pitching, great defense, and, of course, all of those big hits. They'll try and make it 2 in a row tonight. First pitch between the Fish and the Giants coming up next.
Late night with the Fish. Not quite late night yet, but we're getting there as the Marlins get ready to take on the Giants. Earlier today, Mike Redmond down in the dugout was talking with Jessica Blaylock and was asked about his very first ejection. It's our tonight's AT&T Rewind. It's brought to you by AT&T Uverse, which has more live TV channels on the go than cable.
Wow. I think it was here in San Francisco. It was a ball, high hopper off the outfield fence, and I thought a fan reached out and grabbed it, and I don't know. I just started yelling at the umpire, but I think it wasn't a great one. I think last year I got a lot better at it, and yeah, here it is. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I thought a fan interfered with it, and probably, by the way Giancarlo reacted, I don't know that I even saw it, but I came in, and I think it was a tough series, and it's funny, I was actually thinking about that last night because he had the plate, and I was thinking, man, maybe this is another good night for me.
Memories, right?
I got better, though. I always said I was going to get better at my ejections. I think I got better.
That's all you can ask, is steady improvement. And Mike Redmond and the Marlins very good against the Giants, especially in this ballpark. Tim Lincecum getting ready to face the Marlins, making his 6th start. You can see the ERA is back where you would expect it for a name like Lincecum. Last year his ERA was over 4.5. He made 26 starts and actually was in the bullpen a bit in 2014. And Christian Yelich in a familiar spot in the leadoff spot stands in. If you're just joining us, D. Gordon is out tonight as a precaution, a little bit of tightness in the hamstring. He is available to pinch hit. And Yelich goes after the first pitch, which is brought to you by Pinch a Penny here in San Francisco. 55 degrees at game time and a gentle breeze blowing out to left field. A few more curveballs from Lincecum this year than the regular sliders.
Yeah, he'll use the slider, he'll use the curveball and some splits. The fastball isn't the velocity it was in 08 and 09 when he was a Cy Young winner. It wasn't mid-90s, but it's still 89 to 91.
And of course a devastating changeup to righties and lefties.
Yeah, he's kind of retooled the delivery. The curveball's nasty. The change has synced. That last pitch to Christian Yelich, a good changeup.
And he drops in another changeup for a strike. And that strikes out Yelich to open the ball game tonight. Jan Lexus brings you the lineup. Martin Prado in the 2 spot, and Miami's been really good with Prado hitting second. Giancarlo Stanton is in right field. Marcell Ozuna in center. JT Realmuto up to the 5 spot. Michael Morse 2 hits last night. Danny Echeverria 2 hits last night. Donovan Solano gets a start at second. And Jared Cozart in the 9 spot.
You know, it's amazing. D. Gordon, who's not, as you pointed out in the lineup tonight, has been so hot that kind of forget how hot Martin Prado's been.
And how well the ball club has played with Prado in that 2 spot. A strike. Marty Foster calling balls and strikes. Mike Malinsky, Mike Winters, Mark Wegner on the base. There's D. Gordon, a 12-game hit streak, leading hitter in baseball. Available to pinch hit. Prado on a hot Crawford. And there are 2 outs.
Take a look at the Giants defensively. It's a solid defense with Aoki in left field, Pagan and Justin Maxwell. Maxwell made a nice play last night. Case McGee in the lineup tonight for San Francisco. Brandon Crawford, Panic, and Brandon Belt on the right side. Buster Posey behind the plate.
No Panic at the Disco tonight. He's in uniform for the Giants. Giancarlo Stanton takes inside. Stanton last night was 2 for 4. And he hit 2 balls, actually hit 3 balls to right, to center, and to left. All of them over 100 miles an hour off the bat. One was a base hit to left. The other was a line drive sacrifice fly to center. And the other, Justin Maxwell, robbed him of a hit on. To a breaking ball, and he takes a strike.
Talking to some scouts about Giancarlo, they obviously are impressed at the way the ball comes off the bat, but the compact swing for a guy his size. A lot of times guys as big as Giancarlo have a tendency to have the long swing. He's able to keep his very compact.
See what he gets. 3-1 from Tim Lincecum, with Marcell Ozuna waiting on deck. Got a breaking ball, and he caught the corners. A full count now, 3-2. And he threw the fastball by him. Stanton strikes out. 1-2-3 for Lincecum in the first. as the Giants right on Willie Mays Plaza. JM Lexus brings you their starting lineup. Nori Aoki is in left field. Joe Panik at second. Angel Pagan's in center. Buster Posey will do the catching. Brandon Belt is at first base. Justin Maxwell, Brandon Crawford, Casey McGee, and Tim Lincecum in the 9 spot. And there is Jared Cozart. Cozart getting the start for the Fish. And for the Marlins, they'll try to make it 2-0 here in San Francisco. Last night, a terrific effort from Dan Herron, and Cozart will like certainly to match that here. Aoki 0 for 4 in last night's ball game. And he chops one right away. Donovan Solano's at second. On to first in time to get the out. Jared Cozart, a lot of ground balls you would expect.
Yeah, and Cozart talked about it in a brief interview he had with Jessica, and he talked about the competition with the other starters, which is always good. So with the outing of Dan Herron last night, you know, each starter goes out there, he wants to repeat and have another good outing. And then tomorrow night, David Phelps. The next day, it'll be Matt Latos.
Joe Panik now. And Panik takes a strike. The Marlins, winners last night, they banged out a ton of hits, 17 of them. The Giants, 9 hits, had 2 runs. Herron stretched his start 7 innings. Mike Dunn, A.J. Ramos came in and pitched the scoreless 8th and the 9th. Dan Herron is 4-1 now as a Marlin. Cozart looking for his 2nd win of the season. His ERA, though, a nice one. You see Herron after his night last night. 91 pitches. Said his favorite parts to pitch in this one and L.A. and his next start will be in L.A. and Panik takes a strike. And the count is 2-2. Weekend series stretches all the way to Sunday and then on to Dodger Stadium for Monday night. Little tapper, and Prado goes to get it and gets the out.
Nicely done by Martin Prado on that little in-between hop. Here's the defense. Defense extremely solid, helps you win some games, and we've seen it. Welcome back, Christian Yelich. Good to see him in left field. Missed 16 games, had that lower back strain. Everything's healthy now. Ozuna and Stanton filling out the outfield. Prado, Echeverria, Donovan Solano with the start tonight at second base. Michael Morse and JT Realmuto.
Angel Pagan for the Giants. And Pagan takes outside. We talked about Pagan last night, a guy that when healthy has really been a nice player here in San Francisco. Keeping him healthy has been a challenge. He flips it foul.
Yeah, right now 6th in the National League with that .336 batting average. See different type pitchers tonight. Cozart will get 94, 95 with his fastball. Lincecum will stay 88, 89 mostly. But I think one of the things, Rich, over the last 2 starts in particular with Cozart, we've seen a few more change-ups and we've seen a few more curveballs.
Cozart with that 94-mile-an-hour 2-seamer. You can see the late movement of it. And that's what Cozart does. Ground ball after ground ball with some help from Mike Morse and Danny Echeverria. And a 1-2-3 firsts for Jared Cozart.
think when he gets that first home run out of the way, I think things will fall into place a little better for him.
Oh, just like that. Deep and gone. Marcell Ozuna. A 2-run shot. And let's hope things... That was last night. Marcell Ozuna, right as Tommy Hutton predicted or suggested.
Yeah, it was more of a suggestion, knowing that things will get better for Marcell Ozuna. But the best part about that home run was the silent treatment he received in the dugout.
It was the longest silent treatment I think we've ever experienced. Here's a 2-0 pitch for Ozuna, and he takes a strike. Tim Lincecum very sharp in the first, struck out Christian Yelich and Giancarlo Stanton. Ozuna, JT Realmuto, and Michael Morse for Miami in the second in the San Francisco.
We talked about a couple of adjustments that Lincecum made over the offseason. He's always been a pitcher with a unique delivery, hides the ball really well. At 5'11", 170, has one of the longest strides, if not the longest stride to the plate.
Ozuna cracks it into left field for a base hit. And so a leadoff hit for Marcell Ozuna. He's got 3 hits in the series. You can vote for your Marlins All-Star hopefuls, the 2015 Esurance All-Star Game ballot. Vote 35 times at Marlins.com on your computer, your tablet, or your smartphone. I guess you can do it on your watch now as well. Help select the starting lineups for the 2015 All-Star Game and vote today at Marlins.com. Here's Realmuto with Morse right behind him, and a throw to first, and Ozuna is back.
And the one thing with Lincecum in that stride where he was getting in trouble the last couple of years, when the front foot would plant, the throwing arm, the right arm, wasn't high enough, wasn't up in a position that he would like, and a lot of breaking balls were flat. He kind of reconnected with his dad and working with him. His dad, ever since he was in Little League, was the one who helped him develop this delivery. Now the arm's up. Last couple of years wasn't getting it up that high.
And for everybody that was up in arms about Carter Cap's delivery, you remember the firestorm over that. Long run for Maxwell. It's in foul territory. Maxwell's sliding, and he can't get there. Carter Capps, the Marlins reliever, was told that he had to do a better job of dragging his toe when he separated from the mound, and everyone felt he was so far from the mound that he was cheating. Lincecum is just as far as Capps, but he does a better job of dragging his toe, and you can actually see the marks right in the dirt after his delivery. See it?
Yeah, there's the drag marks. He's actually in front of the pitching rubber right now, barely touching it.
If that. Here's the 1-1. Again, not illegal. All Major League Baseball asks is that when you disengage from the rubber and deliver the pitch, that you do have some sort of a toe drag, and you can see the right toe of his shoe, which drags. Pitchers oftentimes put a pitcher's toe, a little tougher material on there to keep the shoe in one piece. 1-2 to Realmuto. And time called. JT hit the ball hard last night. He's 0 for 4. Every out was on the ground. 3 ground balls to short. Drives that one in the gap. Left center. Pagan got a good jump, and he runs it down and makes the catch. That is what Angel Pagan can do for you in a ballpark like this.
Well, this ball was hit hard. We've seen JT get robbed a few times since he's been up, making his 18th start. But into the gap, he almost cut it off a little too soon and misplayed it, but he was able to regroup. Pagan, an excellent outfielder, and Tim Lincecum liked it.
Now Morse. Lots of things to like about Morse and last night. The ring ceremony, the ovation, and then the 2 hits. They were hit hard to the right side and into right field, snapping somewhat of a slump, one that took him out of Miami's lineup for a few days. Well, Mike Redmond, knowing the significance of Morse coming back last night, the necessity to try to get his bat going.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I was thinking about this today, Rich, the special bond a player has with a team when they win a World Series. Michael Morse has been with Seattle. He's been with Washington, longer with Washington certainly than the Giants. Just 1 year with San Francisco, but it was a World Championship year.
Ball and a strike, or excuse me, 2 balls and a strike and an out. Ozuna not a big lead at first. And Lincecum misses up. And the count runs 3-1. We talked about him trying to turn back the clock, as you see Echeverria. Lincecum really hasn't had a great year, a year you would expect for about 4 years. And he misses to Morse, and here comes Echeverria with runners first and second and 1 out. A 4-time All-Star and a 2-time Cy Young Award winner. Get the very latest news, views, and takes on the Marlins on your Facebook news feed. All you have to do is log on and like Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
Well, you're right, Rich, about Lincecum. Since 2011, he's 47-54.
Echeverria, he takes a change up in the dirt.
But he's on the second year of a 2-year contract he signed. $35 million.
He's one of those guys that never really signed a long-term deal. He kind of went year to year and then would sign a 2-year contract. And so he's a free agent next year, and it'll be interesting to see which way that goes. If he has a good year and he's beloved here in San Francisco, you would think the Giants would effort to keep him.
Well, a Northwest guy from up in that area.
It's not like he's poor, though. In the span of his career, going year to year and then signing a couple of 2 years, he's made over $100 million. So,
Rich, he'll be just fine.
Yes, he will. Bruce Bochy in there in the black jacket. Echeverria swings and misses, the count 2-2.
Just went with the fastball, but even the fastball he struck Stanton out with, up in the zone, it was 88 or 89, but he's deceptive with that delivery, hides the ball really well.
And he gets Echeverria. Lincecum behind in the count 2-0, throws 3 consecutive strikes.
Well, after the fastball, then he goes with that changeup split, and the bottom falls out of it, and he gets Etch to chase it.
Donovan Solano now getting a start.
That pitch, by the way, and the struggles he had last year with his curveball, one of the reasons he led the National League with 15 wild pitches. So you have to be alive on the bases.
And this is not an easy night for Buster Posey. Solano takes a strike. Donovan Solano getting the start at second. You see Posey. Crowd still arriving here in San Francisco. D. Gordon, who had a day off last Sunday when the Marlins finished their homestand. Last night on that play at the plate, aggravated a hamstring. He is available to hit tonight, which is a pretty good sign, Tommy. Mike Redmond wouldn't say that if Gordon had an injury that would keep him out long term.
Yeah, I think it's, you hear this saying, well, if it were in a pennant race late in the season, he'd be in the lineup. But there's no sense taking any chances this early.
2-1. And so an opportunity for Solano. Solano, left center field. Pagan on the run again, and at the track, Angel Pagan runs down another one. Well, the Marlins put him through his paces, and Pagan passed the test both times. Lincecum escapes, and this ball game is still scoreless in San Francisco. His first inning in a nutshell.
You know, sometimes if you can get through that first inning just using a fastball, and this is what Cozart was able to do. Fastball to get Aoki, another fastball, and yet again another. You got some good defense. Now you can kind of mix things second time around and mix it up a little bit to the hitters.
That hitter is Buster Posey, goes after the first pitch and drills it into center. Marcell Ozuna picks it up. Posey's got himself a hit, and the Giants have a base runner to lead off the second inning.
Another fastball, but this one was up, and Buster Posey makes adjustments as well as anybody. Buster Posey, a lifetime 308 hitter coming into this year.
And a guy that feasts on first pitch fastballs. He loves to swing early in the count.
11 for 17 this year, swinging at the first pitch.
It sounds like the most interesting man in baseball quote. I don't always swing at the first pitch, but when I do, I hit it.
Yeah, it's Jeff Francoeur and Hunter Pence type.
See those numbers. He's at first. Brandon Belt was 2 for 4 last night. He looked good at the plate. And he smacks it to left. Yelich to the wall, and it is off the top of the wall. Yelich has it. Posey scampers into third, and Belt arrives at second. And San Francisco is set up at second and third, and nobody out.
All of a sudden now, Brandon Belt has hit in 6 straight, but he's also doubled in 6 straight games. The Giant record is 7 straight by Jeff Kent. But another fastball and in a good part of the plate. So right now, Jared Cozart's stuff is pretty good. His location isn't where he wants it.
Justin Maxwell now, Giants right fielder, infield's back. Ground ball produces a run. Cozart gets a lot of those. The breaking ball misses up to Maxwell. Brandon Crawford and Casey McGee in line behind Maxwell.
Right now, Cozart, at the point in time, he hasn't established his secondary stuff. And that can be okay to a point if your fastball's down. But you saw the pitches to Posey and Belt. They were fastballs that were up.
Real Muto gets a glove on it, and the count is 2-1. Breaking ball. And a good one. Counts 2-2.
And all of a sudden with that, you establish a few things. The other hitters, not let alone Maxwell, is up there. But the other hitters all of a sudden realize, okay, here comes some of the other stuff. That was a good breaking ball.
Now the 2-2. The Birds usually don't show up till like the 9th inning, right? I mean, maybe
well, they're looking for the guy on the boat with the burgers right now.
Don't know that he's here tonight. This is a good city to be a Bird, really. I mean, when you think about it, Fisherman's Wharf, all the great piers and the eating spots, Ghirardelli Square, and the AT Park when it's baseball season.
And when the Giants go on the road, you can go across the bay.
Over to Oakland. It's a short flight. Real Muto smothers it. And then Cozart looking for a strikeout here, but he's run the count full at 3-2. Almost got one.
And that's why Real Muto really tried to smother, because if the ball gets by him, first base is open. Maxwell can take off on strike 3.
Posey single, a Belt double. Cozart in some trouble here in the second. Maxwell just stays alive. Justin Maxwell, a guy that we've seen in a variety of spots. University of Maryland product. He grew up near the campus. I saw him as a National, as a Houston Astro, and as a Kansas City Royal. Played 20 games with the Royals last year. Another 56 in AAA with Kansas City. 3-2 again. This is quite an at-bat.
He's the kind of guy, when he came up in the Nationals organization, put up some really good numbers in the minor leagues. Never really turned out to be the player they thought he would be, but he's established himself as a good extra outfielder at the major league level. Very good defensive outfielder, too.
10th pitch of the at-bat. And a fastball darts in. Maxwell certainly earned that walk. And now Cozart is faced with the bags loaded and nobody out. And here comes Brandon Crawford.
Yeah, and the amazing thing about that, here you are near the bottom of the order. Crawford batting 7th in the lineup, yet he leads the Giants in home runs and RBIs.
Mike Redmond in Miami's dugout. Crawford, if you're thinking Grand Slam, you think back to the wild card game last year at Pittsburgh. The Giants won the game 8-0. Crawford hit a grand slam in that ball game. Cozart gets a strike. 2 grand slams in his career. Middle infield, poised for 2. Real Muto really having to wrestle balls in the dirt right now with Posey 90 feet away.
We're talking about home runs. The Nationals beat the Braves 9-2. Bryce Harper went deep twice. Had 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. So 5 home runs in his last 2 games.
1-1. It just missed. And it was out. Count 2-1. Crawford fouls it at the plate. If Cozart is able to get Crawford on deck is Casey McGee, and while McGee has had certainly great moments as a Marlin last year, he is a guy that hits a lot of ground balls and could provide you with the double play ball.
Well, Casey McGee already this year has grounded into 9 double plays. What are the numbers?
A lot has to happen before McGee gets to the plate. 2-2 on Brandon Crawford. And he got him. Down goes Crawford. So Cozart with a nice first step. Here comes McGee.
Boy, good changeup. That's a great pitch in that situation, too. You have an anxious hitter up there. 2 strikes, good arm action, and he got Crawford to chase it.
When you chart pitches, as you look at McGee, and Casey has struggled this year, hitting just 178, has homered in 22 games. When you chart pitches, there are easy innings and there are stressful innings. And this, so far, has been a stressful inning for Cozart. And he misses high to McGee. Nine doubles, homer just 4 times.
Didn't miss many games, played in 160 games.
Cozart goes 2-0 to his former teammate. Cozart joining the Marlins last third of the season last year. Two on coming. Fastball, and he fouls it back. And it is 2-1.
Even with the solid year Casey had last year, there are the numbers. He grounded into 31 double plays last year.
It's 4 away from the major league record. 2-1 coming. In. And Cozart runs it to 3-1. Lincecum is on deck. Bases filled with Giants. As Jared Cozart tries to extract himself out of a sticky situation. McGee to center, well hit, and deep, and gone. Casey McGee, before the game, received his Comeback Player of the Year trophy. He had struggled mightily. And for him, a big, big moment here in San Francisco.
Jared Cozart put himself in a position where he had to throw fastball. Casey McGee knew it. He opened up, cleared his hips, and hit it a long way for a grand slam.
Lincecum takes a strike.
Look at him open up on that fastball that was middle in into a deep part of this ballpark.
And on a chilly night, it's not an easy park to leave.
Casey McGee had just 1 RBI in his last 18 games before that swing.
Lincecum fouls it off.
Right now, Rich, for Cozart, he's not able to refine anything. He's just out there throwing.
Full count, 3-2. Lincecum walks, and so not only is the pitch count up, and not only are the Giants up, but so is Chuck Hernandez. He's on his way to the mound.
Yeah, you can see the struggle. It's a frustrating feeling for a pitcher when the command isn't there. Pitches just this inning, 40 in the game.
Nori Aoki is up there now. There's 1 out. That was the strikeout of Brandon Crawford. Aoki bounced to second back in the first. Real Muto has had to do yeoman's work behind the plate in this inning to keep a variety of balls from getting to the screen.
Yeah, it has not been an easy inning to catch. The command on fastball not there. The curveball, the changeup, erratic.
A dribbler up the line. Cozart's roughest start of the year was his second start of the year in New York against the Mets. 5 runs, 7 hits. The home run, the grand slam by McGee, just the 3rd home run he's allowed this year. That's a foul ball as well. It clipped off of Aoki's leg. Count 1 and 2. You were talking about the Bryce Harper home runs. Gio Gonzalez got the win, and he's now over 500 at 3-2. In beating Atlanta, the Braves dipped a game under. Atlanta's now 14-15, and the Nationals even at 15-15. A swing and a miss. Cozart gets a strikeout for the 2nd out. Marlins have been at 500 just once this year.
Yeah, they got to, I believe it was in that series against the Phillies. They got to 12-12 after a 7-0 win. It was a Dan Herron game.
A strike to Joe Panik. The Nationals actually hit 3 other homers in that game. Danny Espinosa hit 2, and Jason Worth homer.
Ball was flying in D.C.
Yes, it was. Now this one Real Muto can't corral, and it's Certainly you can't pin the blame on him. He's already knocked down half a dozen in the inning. It's a wild pitch.
Probably the changeup that he gripped a little bit too much, but got away from him.
Two-one rolled out to short. Echeverria gathers it and fires across in time. The comeback player of the year, Casey McGee. There's the trophy. There's the swing. And there's the result. 4-0.
Tonight is the last night that you can vote for the Franchise 4. Be sure to visit MLB.com/Franchise4 and vote for who should be on the Mount Rushmore for the Marlins. They give you a bunch of options, but if you don't see the candidate you'd like to cast your vote for, you can write it in. Just a reminder, Jeff Conine, Giancarlo Stanton, Mike Lowell, and Gary Sheffield lead the way. Again, voting ends tonight. Visit MLB.com/Franchise4. That is to cast your vote. Rich, Tommy.
All right, thank you, Jessica. Right now, Jared Cozart, after a long, excruciating inning, is leading off in the third with Christian Yelich and Martin Prado. And Tim Lincecum flips up 3 breaking balls and gets 3 swings and misses. And there's 1 out. Here comes Yelich.
Well, Lincecum with 4 strikeouts already. Told you before the game, in his career, he's had 7 starts against the Marlins. And Lincecum's just 2-3 with an ERA of 3.83. But he's coming off a really good outing. 8 shutout innings against the Angels.
Now Yelich. And as we told you on Marlins Live, Yelich playing on Wednesday nights in a rehab game. Flew yesterday after being cleared. Was here and in uniform but not eligible to play, had not been activated. That changed tonight. Reed Brignac was designated for assignment. 0-2. Yelich smacks it into left field, and a diving catch there by Aoki. Gold Glove winner Aoki in Japan highly decorated for his glove, and he just showed it.
Yeah, they call it the Golden Glove. 6 of them he won in Japan, and the Marlins have stung some balls. Real Muto in the second inning, Donovan Solano, and he gets a little acknowledgement from his pitcher. We certainly appreciate it. Christian Yelich hit that ball well, and that's vintage Yelich. Hard line drive into left field. Unfortunately, robbed by Aoki.
Martin Prado now, he bounced to short back in the first. Marlins Flashback Friday, brought to you by Jeep tonight. What's the best vintage Marlin photo of yourself? Use the hashtag Flashback Marlins. We'll select the best photo. Feature it on Marlins Live postgame. Flashback Marlins. Hashtag it. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Prado reaches out, and that one is caught. Joe Panic runs it down. 4-0 San Francisco. Spectacular on the 16th. Marlins and Braves. It's a 1 o'clock start time. All you can eat seats for just $35. And after the game, post-game concert on the West Plaza. British pop star Charlie XCX, presented by Pepsi. Go to Marlins.com for tickets. Tommy Hutton has Charlie XCS on his iPhone, and his headphones on. His Dr. Dre's going in the team bus. Usually T. Hut.
Those are good headphones.
In a world of his own, lost in his music.
Peace out.
Nice. Here's Pagan.
Important inning, because you'd like to see Jared Kozar settle down and give you 2-3 more innings, so you don't have to dip into that bullpen. But you'd love to see him just kind of get back in a groove, reestablish things. Remember, he had a 1-2-3 first inning, 3 ground ball outs.
Tomorrow, an hour earlier, please adjust your handheld devices. David Phelps, Madison Bumgarner. 8:30 start for Marlins Live. Greg Minervini and Preston Wilson in our Fox Sports Florida studios. Good to see the lads back at work tonight.
sure Preston was styling, as he always does.
Preston does yard work with a pocket scrub. That's how styling he is. There's a 1-2. Hit in the air. Ozuna having some trouble.
It's tough. It's twilight.
And you can see Yelich racing over because he knew Ozuna didn't see it, and Yelich was making a beeline for it just in case he didn't find it.
That's a good job on the part of Christian Yelich. You got to help your other outfielders out. You have a little different angle, so sometimes you might pick it up, and the center fielder may not. And it's at that point in time of the night where a little twilight, at times the ball can get lost up there momentarily.
Posey shoots one in the right
Another
field.
first pitch. Base hit. 2 of them tonight. I think when you have a guy who's a really good first pitch hitter, 99% of the time it's a first pitch fastball. So you have to try to work on, and any pitcher has to do this, just that get me over breaking ball. Doesn't have to be a great one. Curveball, slider, just something that has a little wrinkle to it that's not a fastball.
And the numbers that you trotted out in terms of Posey and the first pitch, there's Belt, illustrate that he doesn't always swing at a first pitch, but when he does, he really hits it.
12 for 18.
So
first pitches.
I guess the moral of the story is, if you're going to throw him a first pitch strike, make it a pitcher's pitch and not a hitter's pitch. Now, it's easy to say that, and it's a lot harder to do that. That's a bouncer against the shift and into left field. Echeverria was shifted over almost behind the bag at second, and Belt crossed him up. And Belt is red hot right now.
Boy, isn't he, though. Belt has 10 hits, his last 19 ABs. This is a pretty good pitch, too. Two-seamer kind of moved away. So Belt said, you know what? I'm not going to roll over on this and pull it. So you have a hitter do that a couple of times, you're not going to shift as much on it.
Brad Hand on his way out to warm up. Well, there better be a steak dinner involved here for Real Muto tonight. He's had to sacrifice life and limb. All in the job description. Cozart steps off.
He's had a 3-inning stretch of working on fundamentals, blocking pitches.
Maxwell, big swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. We told you about the Nationals beating the Braves. The Phillies not only beat the Mets, but they beat Matt Harvey 3-1. And Cole Hamels has a good night. Jonathan Papelbon gets a save. Harvey's now 5-1 with the loss. Ozuna tracking, and he makes the catch at the track. Posey was halfway to third, and he retreats.
Yeah, it was a good matchup. Harvey, Hamels went 7 innings, gave up just 1 run. Ryan Howard with a home run, and boy, the struggles continue for Chase Utley, who is 0 for 4. Utley's batting average .099.
And it's not just this year, and we talked about it in Philly. We go back to the second half of last year, and it's been a precipitous drop for a guy that's been a great player. Crawford swings and misses, counts 0-1.
So far, the one guy that Jared Cozart's made some really good pitches to is this guy right here, Brandon Crawford.
Yeah, Posey and Belt are 2 for 2 against him. McGee hit the grand slam. He's handled everybody else. there is a stat that the number of pitches blocked, but my guess would be it's in double figures right now.
Yeah, preventing a wild pitch, and a lot of times it's been the changeup that just hasn't worked for Jared Cozart tonight.
One and two. Marlins' first taste of the West last night. Beat the Giants here 7-2. Pop on down to see the Dodgers in a 3-game series starting on Monday. Two hops. Solano gets it and flips and gets the outs. The Cozart gets through the third. Still Miami down 4-0. T-Mobile game changer. Last night was Dan Herron, 7 innings, 2 runs, 91 pitches. Comfortable in this ballpark. He loves pitching here, and it showed. Here is Stanton, who takes a breaking ball up. Now the Marlins, if you're just joining us, saw Casey McGee hit a grand slam. And the Fish have just 1 hit against Tim Lincecum, but they have hit the ball and hit it hard on numerous occasions. Like that. And the ball dude bites it. That's why they put the ball dude behind the rail. And so that's John Pauley, third base side. That one swing and a foul tip. Now over on the first base side, Roger Gill would have made that play, Tommy Hutton.
Yeah, he's been working on that play, worked on that play all spring at Roger Dean Stadium. Roger from North Palm.
He flies in every year to be a ball dude.
Now Lincecum has gotten him to chase Stanton to chase that high fastball, which is 88-89. He struck him out in the first inning, had won the pitch before. See if he stays up there, if he goes with the breaking ball.
Fastball. And that's the amazing thing about Lincecum. As good as his breaking ball and changeup are, it makes the 89-mile-an-hour fastball look like it's 90 and high 90s.
Yeah, and think back a few years when that fastball was 95, 96.
Stanton pounds it out to short. Crawford. And there's an out here in the fourth.
We told you Lincecum has thrown 2 no-hitters. Interesting, they've both been against the San Diego Padres. One was in San Diego and one was here.
The Padres have been no-hit a lot, it seems. A.J. Burnett got him. Lincecum twice. But in their history, and they date back into the 60s, they have never themselves had a no-hitter. 5-2 lead for the Padres in Arizona tonight.
1969. First year of the Padres.
They came in with the Expos.
The Expos at Jerry Park, the Padres at Jack Murphy Stadium.
Ozuna single to the left side. In that second inning, Ozuna led off with a single. Angel Pagan ran down 2 in the gap. JT Realmuto and Donovan Solano. The Marlins very easily could have had a couple runs were it not for Pagan getting good jumps and good closing speed. Ozuna gets the hands through, drives it down the line and deep, and he bangs it right off the wall, right off of Jorge Cantu's little deuce coupe.
I think we can call that the Cantu car. And another good swing by Marcell Ozuna. This is good to see. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Brings the hands in on that pitch that drifted in on him, and a line drive right off the Cantu car. So the only 2 hits the Marlins have come from, I almost said Jorge Cantu, come from Marcell Ozuna.
Realmuto, his ball in the gap was a smash. And Pagan had to make a leaping running catch to get it. Almost the exact same ball that Solano hit to end the inning. So Realmuto's had very good contact in the series, and he's 0 for 5. No swing, says Mike Malinsky down at first.
I think sometimes that one that's up is a little easier, I think, to hold back on than the one that's out over the plate.
There's that elevated fastball. Swing and a miss, ball in the dirt. Realmuto hustling down at first. Posey's toss is in time. And there are 2 outs. Remember a couple weeks ago, the injury to Adam Wainwright, even Max Scherzer, there was a movement afoot, and some pitchers were outspoken that the National League should get a DH because pitchers were too valuable. Another pitcher was injured by a bat, but this was a little different. David Price stepped on a bat backing at home plate and injured his right foot and had to come out of a ball game.
Well, that's in the American League. So what are you going to do?
Well, immediately there's an outcry that they should just outlaw bats entirely. No, we hope he's all right. Kind of a freak injury. Morse takes a strike. Morse walked. That was back in the second. Funny how it works. Morse got his World Series ring last night. Big ceremony. And then came right out of the chute with 2 hits. Casey McGee gets his award for Comeback Player of the Year. Of course, Morse won his ring as a Giant. McGee won his award as a Marlin.
And both players came into the games struggling.
And McGee hits a grand slam tonight in his first at bat after his ceremony.
You know, Michael Morse has had a little history against Lincecum. Came into the game 2 for 6 with a home run. Boy, and chatting with him briefly, he just still thrilled and impressed with the ceremony, the way the Giants pulled that off yesterday.
Morse swings and misses and strikes out. And Tim Lincecum has been tough on the fish tonight. Sports Florida is brought to you by Checkers. Get Checkers authentic Philly cheesesteak. Try the new meatball sub. Pick yours. Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco. A Casey McGee grand slam. The difference in this ball game. And here is hits McGee. Cozart misses up with a breaking ball. Tim Lincecum, Norioki, also up for the Giants in the bottom of the 4th inning. McGee's got something, it looks like, in his eye. It's going to be an uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah.
Pitch coming up there at 90 plus. Something in your eye. Cozart misses high. If you missed the first 3 innings of this ball game, Jared Cozart looked sharp in the first, not so much in the second. He labored. Giants had the bags loaded, and McGee got a hold of a fastball and drilled it out of here. First action there for Roger, our buddy the ball dude. And I think that one snuck up on him.
Yeah, he got a little late jump on that one. He'll be in the boneyard early in spring training next year.
All right, here's Roger behind the post. Yeah, see, it's a tough decision. You either have to come out in front of the fence or just stay right behind it.
I think Roger has used that same glove.
Yes.
Every year.
Look at that glove. I mean, pan down a little bit. That's not only a gamer, that looks like it's 40, 50 years old, right? And McGee, that's what we saw last year from McGee. Ball's back up the middle. Short, sharp swing. Lincecum now, and we'll see if he is bunting.
I was always surprised Lincecum wasn't a better hitter. I mean, he's a career 113 hitter because of all the other athletic things he's able to do.
Yes, just a freak athletically, and that's where he got the nickname. A guy that more gymnast than baseball player, can walk around the bases on his hands,
do hand flips the way Ozzie Smith used to do, back flips forward. He's 5'11" and he can dunk.
Butt is down and Cozart gets the out. So a good bunt by Lincecum. McGee is now at second. Tomorrow, Major League Baseball, Fox Sports 1 returns doubleheader with the Royals and the Tigers, Braves, and Nationals. Coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern on your home for baseball every Saturday. Aoki has bounced out and struck out.
All of a sudden, Aoki has hit a little bit of a wall, just one for his last 17.
There was a lot of interesting articles in the offseason when the Giants signed Aoki for just 1 year at a modest sum, and the Braves signed Nick Markakis for 4 years for, I believe, $45 million, and statistically the two had very similar years last year. Little tapper out to short. Echeverria whips it over to first, both at the plate and in the field. And many felt that the Giants made a much more savvy signing for Aoki.
And I think from other things I heard, I think the Giants were willing to go with Michael Morse for a year, but Michael, with the year that he had as a Giant, was looking for a multi-year deal and got that from the Marlins. But I think the Giants were just willing to go 1 year with Morse. And now he's come back home. He's found a home in South Florida. He's returned. And in a sense, Casey McGee has returned.
Santa Cruz. Of course, Santa Cruz is so beautiful down in the Monterey Bay area. Anyone who knows anything about golf, and Tommy, you certainly know a lot more about golf than I do, know that Pebble Beach, Monterey area is some of the most gorgeous golf in the world.
Cypress, Spyglass, Pebble Beach, of course. Tell you, Lake Merced, the Olympic Club, they're not too bad in this area too.
It's been really a test for Real Muto behind the plate. A lot of balls in the dirt. That one really shot up. Look at it where it was on Fox Tracks. That will stretch your shoulder out if you're not already loose.
Well, command just is not there tonight for Jared Cozart. And I would imagine if he can get through begun. This is going to be his last inning. He's due up next inning.
Echeverria, Solano, and Cozart. You're right. The one thing the Marlins don't want to do here is be forced to take him out and then have Brad Hand hit in the top of the fifth.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get going. You might get something going. So if you can get Cozart through this inning, you get a man or two on, then you use that pinch hitter. It's a different scenario.
Echeverria to his right. Nice stop. Nice play. Adeiny Echeverria just narrowly gets Joe Panik at second. Little sliding stop and a pop-up throw does the trick and gets Cozart through the fourth. For all four Giant runs. Toyota Tread last 16 games. Marlins are 13-3 as Echeverria fouls a pitch off from Tim Lincecum. 13-3 in San Francisco. No other team has had a better winning percentage since 2010, which obviously is the first of the three World Championships for the Giants. 2010, 2012, 2014. So make your reservations for 2016
for the parade.
And this year the Giants will graciously let somebody else win it. Echeverria lines it into left. So a leadoff hit for Echeverria, just the third hit for Miami. Here comes Donovan Solano. Here comes Marlins Live. And remember, tomorrow night, half hour, actually an hour earlier, 8:30, Craig Minervini, Preston Wilson. Nice matchup. David Phelps, Madison Bumgarner. Here's Solano. Justin Bour is on deck.
Well, I think that's what makes that number so impressive from the Marlins, playing championship team, the Giants, and playing in a place that's always been tough for most teams here in San Francisco.
Echeverria diving back. So it looks like Jared Cozart's night is about to end with Bour on deck. Now Solano hit a bolt screaming out to the track in left center field, and that came with two runners on. That's in the dirt. Echeverria will move up. But Angel Pagan, who had run down Real Muto's blast early in that inning, also caught Solano's, and that ended the second.
If he pulls his a little bit more, Donovan Solano has himself a home run. Hit that ball really well.
Squaring to bunt, Solano pulls it back, and it's 3-0.
Rich, while we have a moment, we just wanted to send our get well best wishes to Marlins beat writer with the Sun Sentinel, Juan Rodriguez, battling some health issues. So Juan, we're thinking of you. Miss you out here, and keep battling.
Miss you out here, miss you in the Sun Sentinel.
Yeah,
always look for Juan's stuff. Always a great resource for us. And a great guy to have around. On the road, the 3-1 pitch, foul back to the screen. And it counts 3-2. This has the makings of a really late night with the fish, doesn't it? I mean,
it does. You know, you look at the scoreboard, it's a 4-0 ball game. It's certainly within reach. If the Marlins can put together a little something, all of a sudden you can get right back in this game.
It's been a rough night for Jared Cozart. Lincecum has not worked all that quickly. And Solano takes in and draws a walk. Miami's got runners first and second. Here comes Bohr.
And all of a sudden the pitch count for Lincecum starting to rise a little bit.
Bruce Bochy keeping a close eye on his starter.
Understand Justin Bohr had a few McCovey Cove splashdowns in batting practice today.
Redmond would take a line drive single here. There have been 68 splash hits. I don't have the numbers at the tip of the notes, but I'm guessing Barry Bonds has a pretty good percentage.
Yeah.
Or at least more splash hits than anybody here at AT&T Park. They've been playing baseball here since 2000. This is the 16th season.
Well, it's been a nice transition for Justin Bohr. 4 for 6 as a pinch hitter. And since he's joined the club, had some playing time, 9 for 18 overall.
He's got a big hole in that left side, and he's found some hits over there this year. But this time he pops it up. Crawford. Infield fly is called. And there's one out, and here comes Yelich. Yelich, his first at bats in a while, coming off the disabled list today. He struck out in the first, but then hit a BB out to left that looked like it was a base hit, and B, possibly extra bases. Nori Aoki made a sliding diving catch. The Giants outfield has made 3 outstanding plays to help keep Miami off the board. Yelich takes away. It's funny you mentioned the Marlins hadn't seen Lincecum a lot. Yelich had not seen him at all before tonight. Ball and a strike. 1-2.
Not an easy guy to come back and face when you've had some time off. I know Yelich had his 3 games at Jupiter rehab, went 3 for 9, got some at bats, but certainly didn't see the freak down there in the Florida State League.
No. 1-2. Let me amend those Yelich totals, because in the Giants bio of Lincecum, all the hitters that he had faced are listed, and Yelich is not listed. But upon further review, we've unearthed the fact that Yelich now has 9 at bats. He's 0 for 9, 6 strikeouts. Check swing.
And I would imagine not listed in those Giants notes because he hadn't been activated.
This is like CSI San Francisco.
Yeah.
Full count, 1 out. Struck him out. That's the same pitch that got him looking in the first.
Boy, Lincecum just hits his spots. I'm guessing a slider, a cutter's 83 miles an hour. Wasn't a fastball. Had just enough movement to freeze you as a hitter. And he's picked up his 7th strikeout.
Martin Prado. Prado's bounced out and lined to second. There were big hits all over the place last night, but Miami can't get one so far tonight. Marlins had 17 hits last night. Multiple hits for almost everyone in the lineup. Gordon 3, Prado 3, Stanton 2, Ozuna 2, Morse 2, Echeverria 2, Dan Herron 2.
Yeah, here's a guy who has it. You know, we see that number just about on every pitcher and every team with Martin Prado.
One and 2 to Prado. Stanton's on deck.
Well, you notice with Lincecum, he just shows you the fastball. It's never really a good pitch to hit. It's usually just a little out of the strike zone. He'll climb up high with it, try to get hitters to chase it. He moved that one inside.
Posey on his way out to the mound.
One of 4 pitchers, Tim Lincecum, 4 pitchers in the National League to win back-to-back Cy Young Awards.
It was all the way back in 2008 and 2009. Heck, he was drafted in 2006, so it was a very quick ascension to the very top of the National League.
Kershaw, Randy Johnson, and Greg Maddux, by the way. And in looking at that note, I got to thinking, and there is a little addendum asterisk if you want to add. Sandy Koufax did, but he won back-to-back Cy Youngs before they had American League and National League Cy Young, when it was just one award.
Even more impressive.
Even more impressive, yeah.
Full count, runners on the move. In the dirt. And the Giants bullpen all of a sudden starts to scramble. Yusmeiro Petit on his way down. Bags are loaded for Giancarlo Stanton. Longtime Giants pitching coach and former Yankee great Dave Righetti 16th year as the Giants pitching coach is on his way out. And there is Petit.
Yeah, there are some constants with this Giants franchise, with their ball club. Certainly Bruce Bochy, and even going before Bochy, Dave Righetti, longtime pitching coach. Their longtime third base coach, Tim Flannery, retired. He decided to step down, pursue a little more music.
And surfing.
Yeah.
Giancarlo Stanton with the bags loaded in his career. He has 5 grand slams. He has just 1 at bat this year with the bags loaded. He's got 1 here. 3 Giants are over on that left side of the infield. Stanton in this one has struck out and bounced to short.
Starts him off. Good curveball.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another curveball, another strike. It's 0-2. Here's like cold hard facts. Slugging percentage against the Giants, best since 1914. Look at the names on that. Crowd coming to their feet. It's 0-2 on Stanton. And he got him. Tim Lincecum strikes out Giancarlo Stanton, leaves the bags loaded. And the Marlins come up empty halfway through in San Francisco. And it's 4-0 Giants. Are the difference in this ball game.
Now Lincecum stayed away from the fastball with Giancarlo. Strike 1 was the curveball. He came back off speed. It was either the curve or the change. He got Stanton to chase it. Back up curveball for strike 3. He just didn't want to go up. Remember early in the game he went up and struck him out with a fastball. He wanted to stay away from that. 8 strikeouts for Lincecum.
Buster Posey, Brandon Belt, Justin Maxwell. And it's Brad Hand in there now, and a big curveball from Hand.
There's that first pitch, just nice get me over curveball. He's not going to swing at that.
Oh, and 2, Hand, who has really refined his daily workout to try to stay sharp. Even though he doesn't have regular work, every now and then an inning, then a
a long relief effort. It's hard when you don't know when you're going to pitch to keep sharp. As started to throw a bullpen, he said, every other day. Not to the point of fatigue, but just to the point of being able to keep the feel for his off-speed pitch and the arm strength for his fastball.
Yeah, you and I have been talking about this for a couple of weeks. I had a nice chat with Brian Morris about the guys in the bullpen, their routines, what they do. They all play catch before BP down the foul lines. They pick a partner and they'll work on things then on some flat ground. He said occasionally if you go 2 or 3 days where you haven't worked, you might get up on the mound and throw a little bit. But he also said the way a reliever's arm and mentality is put together, they can throw a little bit late afternoon during batting practice or before and still be ready, if they certainly haven't been overused, and still be ready for the game.
Well, after getting out in front, he walks Buster Posey, and we check in with Jessica Blaylock.
Well, Rich, what a run it's been for JT Realmuto. He gets called up by the Marlins, and within a matter of weeks, he becomes the team's starting catcher. He says the easiest part of the transition has actually been learning the pitching staff. The way the veterans really taken him under their wing, helped him with opposing hitters. It's really been a big help. He said the most difficult thing, though, has just been the everyday grind and trying to produce at the plate, especially considering the arms they've been facing. We know one thing is for sure, he has been busy at the plate tonight.
Yeah, he has. He's with Jared Cozart out there for the first 4. Cozart did not have good command. Probably double figures in balls in the dirt that he had to block.
And I think that's the frustrating part for JT Realmuto. It's a little different if you come up and your MO, so to speak, has been a defender, a catch and throw guy. But if you come up and you're known as an offensive guy, then there's a little pressure, maybe because you aren't hitting the way you expect to. You're working on the pitchers and all that stuff, but maybe the offense isn't where you would like it to be. So that's probably the frustrating part. But tell you what, he's had good ABs.
Brandon Belt has doubled and has singled. And he's got another hit, knocks it into right. Stanton over to pick it up. Posey to second. And that's as far as he'll go. Well, there's some hitters in the middle of that Giant order. Remember, the Giants had won 5 straight before Miami beat them last night. Or excuse me, before San Diego beat them in the final game of that series. And the Marlins got them last night. So they had some hot hitters, and Belt has stayed hot. He had 2 hits last night, and he's got 3 tonight. He's over 400 in his last 17 games.
I told you too, Brandon Belt has a hitting streak, but he's also doubled now in 6 straight, and the Giant record is 7 straight. Jeff Kent.
Those Giants, the Jeff Kent, Barry Bonds Giants, did get to a World Series, did not win it. The then Anaheim Angels beat San Francisco in 2002. High fly ball. Yelich in pursuit, and it's out of play.
Not many ballparks. There's still some. AT&T certainly one that has the bullpen mounds in foul territory down the outfield. So you saw Yelich, left fielders and right fielders a lot of times coming into foul territory in that area have to contend with that mound. which at times can be like Tal's Hill.
Yeah, especially for a guy like Yelich, who's just off the disabled list. You've got $1 million ball players running around, and all of a sudden they have to run up a hill when they're not looking, they're watching the ball. That can be tricky. But this ballpark is built on such a small footprint that finding room for the bullpens, it was either put the bullpens down in foul territory or put them on a barge out in McCovey Cove. That was about the only other alternative. Maxwell rips it right center. Stanton over, picks it on a bounce. Nice play. The throw. Posey didn't stop. On his way home, and he'll score. That is heads up by Roberto Kelly, the third base coach for the Giants, who saw Stanton throw to second and waved Posey home.
Boy, this is a good pick by Giancarlo. He gets caught in between. Had to decide where to throw while he was on the move, and the throw misses Echeverria. If it doesn't miss Echeverria, he might have a shot. But Roberto Kelly, third base coach, who was the first base coach, he moved over with the retiring of Tim Flannery. But Kelly, good base runner, good outfielder in his playing day.
Here's the importance for the Marlins for Brad Hand to get it together here. It's only the 5th inning. And the Marlins would like Hand to soak up multiple innings here tonight on a short start by Jared Kozar. If he is unable to do so, Mike Redmond has to go into the bullpen, and that could further compromise tomorrow or Sunday or any 3 games of the Dodgers series, because Miami doesn't have a day off until Thursday. And that's another tough part about being a long man. Not only is it hard to get regular work and stay sharp, but oftentimes when you're out there alone.
Well, and that's what happens. There comes a point in time Mike Redmond's going to have to make the decision. Do I leave him out there to take one for the team and save the bullpen?
Right now he's hoping that Brad Hand can click it in gear, get Brandon Crawford, and start his way out of this inning. The Cardinals win again, 8-5 in Pittsburgh. And without Matt Carpenter, if you haven't heard the news, Matt Carpenter left home with extreme fatigue and will miss, it sounds like, the weekend series in Pittsburgh.
Cardinals are 22-7.
That's amazing. Good to see that Andrew McCutchen had a couple of hits.
Boy, he's been struggling.
He has. He doubled and was 2 for 5. He's hitting just .219. Brad Hand comes in and gets a strikeout. Brandon Crawford. The annual Double or Nothing Fish and Chips Casino Parties coming up on Thursday, May 21st at Marlins Park. Marlins players, coaches, front office. It's an evening of all your favorite casino games. And my favorite casino game, hors d'oeuvres. Along with a silent auction. Reserve your spot at marlins.com/fish and chips. Casey McGee now 2 for 2. McGee struggling mightily before the game tonight. Did not start last night. Gets the start against the Marlins in game 2. Up the middle, Echeverria. There's a flip and a turn. And McGee bounces into a double play. But it's McGee's grand slam And that single by Maxwell to have the Giants up 5-0. Back to live action. Marcell Ozuna bounces to short. Brandon Crawford in the hole. Tim Lincecum likes what he sees from his defense tonight. They've been very good behind him. Ozuna, who had the best at bats against Lincecum coming in, he has doubled and singled. Now JT Realmuto, Michael Morse in the 6th. Probably the last inning for Lincecum. In fact, Yusmeiro Petit is still heated up and is ready in San Francisco's bullpen. Realmuto robbed of extra bases in the 2nd and struck out in the 4th.
Yeah, Lincecum has made a lot of acknowledgments to his defense, especially the outfield.
Formal acknowledgments to come in the locker room postgame. That's the show me fastball. Two and one. He's listed at 5'11", 170. You sidled up next to him yesterday, Tommy. Is that accurate?
That's close. That's close. He probably loses a few as the season goes on. But certainly not the prototypical 6'5", 6'4" right-hander that you see.
Which scared a lot of clubs off of him. He was a dominant pitcher at the University of Washington. And had he been 6'4" or 6'5", he probably would have been the first pick of the draft. Instead, he fell to number 10 overall when a lot of teams with picks 1 through 9 question his mechanics, his size, and durability. And he's been quite durable.
Well, he's won over 100 games, 103 and 81 his career record.
And in this day and age of seemingly everybody undergoing some sort of surgery, he's been.
I don't believe he's had Tommy John.
He's been healthy. There's a strike to Morse. A third of all pitchers in the major leagues have had Tommy John surgery. I know you found that in your research in the offseason.
Yeah, that was amazing when I read that.
You had to give a presentation in Los Angeles to the Fox executives and Fox broadcasters, and that was one of the things that you talked about.
How'd they do? Was that okay?
Very good. High marks all around. Presentation, PowerPoint, slides, projector, live demonstration. Well done. 5-0 Giants. And you know, it's late night with the Fish. Decidedly different feel in this ball game compared to last night. Last night the Marlins jumped out early and held on 7-2. It's all Giants tonight. Joaquin Arias, pitch hits, lines it to left. Yelich, and he makes the catch. The Gold Glover in left is back, and if the bag's healthy, that's a pretty good indication.
Boy, it is. You got a damp night, a damp, cool night. All of a sudden, the jump out of nowhere, great extension. Ball comes up into the webbing. He holds it up and says, "Yeah, I got it."
That's a great catch.
Yeah, it is.
And it's nice to have Yelich back and healthy. Aoki is 0 for 3. Echeverria, backhand, picks, throws, and whoa! He got him! A fast man, and Echeverria throws him out. My goodness.
We told you at the very beginning of this series, you're going to see a clinic from shortstops, Echeverria and Brandon Crawford. But watch this. So far, Etch has an edge because he's made some spectacular plays. A little bit of a bobble. He just knocked it down. Okay, I'll pick it up and across the diamond. That one's close. And just a terrific play by Echeverria. Wow.
And Aoki, we've talked about it, much like Ichiro 10 years ago, out of the box early with that left-handed swing. And gets a head start down to first. So that's a really remarkable play. Just got him.
Just did get him.
Nice call by Mike Malinsky.
And a good stretch by Michael Morse.
Brad Hand with a breaking ball. And he misses. It counts 1-1. That one is into right. Joe Panik, his first hit of the night. 2-out single, and it brings up Angel Pagan.
A modest 6-game hitting streak now for Panik.
Speaking of Panik, the Boston Red Sox lost again. 7-0 Toronto beat them. Wow. Red Sox firing their pitching coach a couple days ago.
Hanley Ramirez still out of the lineup.
Little tapper, Echeverria putting on a show tonight. He flips to first in time to get the outs. San Francisco, a 5-0 lead. McGee grand slam. Jeep Flashback Friday. Hashtag your best vintage Marlins photo. And hashtag it Flashback Marlins. And we'll show the best picture on Marlins Live postgame. And if you're unhappy that you don't win, blame Craig or Preston.
Yeah, I think it's the guys back in the studio.
Oh, it's Jessica that does this selecting. Danny Echeverria fouls it off. Yasmero Petit, a former Marlin for a brief time.
Not on the franchise 4 voting list, but you know, a very versatile guy. You look at last year for the World Champions. He was in 39 games, 12 of those as a starter. So he's a guy that you can keep in that bullpen. But if you need a starter, occasionally he'll go out there. He hasn't started a game this year, but the last couple of years, very solid for the Giants.
A strike. Yeah, Petit, I mean, the Giants, one of the things that Brian Sabian, Bruce Bochy, and everybody around the Giants have always been able to do, whether it's rotation, closers, or middle relief, the Giants have always been thick in all 3 of those categories.
Well, we saw one of those guys that's just been glue in that bullpen, Jeremy Affeldt, last night. He's been with all 3 World Championship teams.
One-two to Echeverria. Popped it up. Let's see if it's playable. Posey over, and it looks like it will be. Posey makes the catch. Our Geico Marlins moments in Marlins history. 1971. Actually, it's Major League history. Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, first 600 home run hitters. It's a homer in the same game. Braves at Candlestick beat the Giants 5-2.
Not the easiest place to homer in either, Candlestick Park.
Which makes Willie Mays' success as a Giant pretty darn impressive. And a lot of those games at Candlestick in which Mays was a Giant, they had not enclosed it yet, as they did when the 49ers really got going. And so it was even more windy and wind-blown when Mays was a Giant in the 60s.
Playing in this beautiful facility, the players of today have no idea what Candlestick was like.
As cold as it is tonight, and it was mid-50s, and I want to say now it's either I'd say 49, 50 degrees, but there's a wind coming from right to left. I would expect at Candlestick it would be a heck of a lot worse than it is right now. How bad is it now, we ask Jessica Blaylock, native of Jacksonville. How you doing, Jess?
Yeah, I'm a little cold down here. Temperatures here in San Francisco a little bit different than South Florida. I just checked. It is about 50 degrees. Those temperatures continuing to fall. Guys trying to stay warm in the dugout. They're jumping up and down in between innings. They've got the hand warmers. They've got the heaters going in the dugout. Michael Morse looked at me and asked, "Are you cold?" Obviously, I'm bundled up. He can tell I'm cold. And I said, "Of course, I'm freezing. I'm a native Floridian." He said, "I'm not cold. I love playing in conditions like this." Guys, I'll take the South Florida sun any day.
Well, and thank you, Jess. That's the thing. 50 degrees here is not like 50 degrees somewhere else. 50 degrees here feels like 35 in a lot of places. It's damp. It's windy. The wind cuts through you. Solano pops it fouling out of play. What was the worst thing about Candlestick, Tom?
Well, one of the worst things, the wind would swirl around, and they kind of went back and forth from AstroTurf to non-turf to instead of having dirt around the warning track all the way around the field, they made that AstroTurf because the dirt would blow in the dugout. Papers, hot dog wrappers would blow all over the place.
Who was it Stu Miller that was blown off the mound?
Yeah, and I believe it was in an all-star game. A couple of pitchers, Jim Lombard one year with the and numerous other pitchers would do this, would pitch from the stretch. Starting pitchers would throw the whole game from the stretch because of the wind.
Solano, good at bat here. And he sends it in the seats. What was the great line from Mark Twain? The coldest winter I ever spent was summer in San Francisco. And then, having grown up in this area, the ironic thing is you go to a 49er game
in October, November.
Oh, it's just beautiful. Warm, sunny. To the third. McGee across the diamond in time. Yusmeiro Petit picking up where Tim Lincecum left off. Fish Family, the exclusive loyalty program of the Marlins. And now Fish Family members could get bonus points during every Marlins road game telecast on Fox Sports Florida. To learn more, log in, go to marlins.com/fishfamily. All your Fish Family members who are tuned in tonight, your bonus code is San Francisco. San Francisco. Tomorrow night's will be Carl Malden.
I tell you the other worst thing about Candlestick. The visiting dugout was on the third base side. The clubhouses, to get to the clubhouse, you had to go all the way down the right field corner.
Oh, yeah.
So there was absolutely no place to get ready to pinch hit. I'm thinking right now, each row, no, he's probably been back. There's a nice batting cage underneath where the Marlins go into their clubhouse. Same thing on the other side. There was absolutely no place to go to get loose.
Ichiro getting the at bat. Marlins did quite well in the absence of Yelich, and one of the reasons why, well, number one, a lot of guys got hot. There's not any indictment for Yelich, but Ichiro played quite well. Ichiro hit over 300. And that dramatic home run. And it's nice to have Yelich back.
8-game hitting streak for Ichiro.
Ichiro up the middle, backhanded there by Panic, and his throw is in time to get him. Nice play by Joe Panic. And Miami down in order. Yasmero Petit. Tomorrow and Sunday, and then Monday through Wednesday in Los Angeles. On to see the Dodgers. Oh yeah, bright lights, big city, Hollywood. Adrian Gonzalez is red hot. Dodger Stadium will be alive and well and ready for the Marlins. The Dodgers having a terrific start. 18-10 are the Dodgers. Nick Massett into the ball game, and this is appearance number 5 from Nick Massett. Buster Posey takes a fastball outside. Jared Cozart started, and it didn't go well for Cozart. The big blow, Casey McGee's grand slam. 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs.
Richard, talking about the Dodgers, how about the hot Yasmani Grandal?
How about Grandal? He's driven at another run in a ball game that is delayed, looks like, by rain in Colorado. Well, you know what? I say that, but in Colorado it could be snow. It could be anything. It could be hail, it could be snow, lightning, rain. Probably not pestilence.
Yeah, Grandal with that big game last night, a couple of home runs, 8 RBIs.
And he's 1 for 2 with an RBI. He's hit 307. So J.P. Morosi, I heard this morning, saying that of that trade with the names that went back and forth, it was kind of a complicated trade with the Dodgers and the Padres. Grandal is probably having the best season right now of any player. There's your Padres score as well. Marlins in the West. And they can't seem to get Buster Posey out. He walks for the second time. He's got 2 hits as well.
I think Nick Massett is a nice addition down the bullpen. You were telling me you had a nice chat with him today about the arm strength coming back.
You know, anytime you come back from an absence as Massett has had, arm strength and command are 2 things that you wonder about. And he said he's got them both. And the more he works, the more he throws, the better the arm and the shoulder feels. Massett's old ball club, the Cincinnati Reds, were postponed in Chicago. There to play the White Sox. That's in and out of the glove of Morse, and it dribbles by everybody. And Brandon Belt's got another hit. 3 for 3 before that blast that almost tore Morse's glove right off.
It's a tough play. Unfortunately, it gets by Michael Morse. If he catches this ball, he steps on first base, and it's a double play. But Brandon Belt, some kind of hot.
Good moves there by Mike Olinsky, the first base umpire. Brandon Belt, living up to his last name, isn't he?
Those 2 guys have been on base each 4 times, 8 times between Posey and Belt.
Justin Maxwell has walked, lined out, has an RBI single. There's Posey. Belts at first. Maxwell. Ground ball. Off of Prado's glove. Into left. Yelich has it. Runner coming home and scoring is Posey. And the Giants have a 6-0 lead. And Posey has scored for the 2nd time. Maxwell 2 hits. And 2 driven in.
Well, an inch or 2 the other way. This might be a double play ball, but just off the glove of Martin Prado. That slows it up a little bit. By the time Yelich gets there, Posey's able to score.
In the dirt, may have hit him, and it did. It catches the foot of Crawford. Breaking ball.
Big curveball catches him just on that guard, ankle guard, maybe below.
Chuck Hernandez, Marlins pitching coach, on his way out, and the bags are loaded again for McGee, who about 2 hours ago had never hit a grand slam in the big leagues, despite a nice career with some home runs. This one ended up in the seats, and that was the undoing of Jared Kozar.
Yeah, remember Casey McGee had that year with Milwaukee, 2010. Hit 285, 23 home runs, 104 RBIs.
So the bags loaded again for McGee, who is 2 for 3, singled in the 4th. And he had a rip at that. Foul tip. And a strike, it's 0-2. Nationals beat the Braves 9-2. Washington getting 5 home runs, 2 more from Bryce Harper, 2 from Danny Espinosa, 1 from Jason Worth. Bassett misses away. I told you that Matt Harvey finally tasted defeat. It was Cole Hamels that beat him. Hamels was outstanding. 3-1. The Phillies beat the Mets. Hamels 7 innings, a run, 8 strikeouts. Harvey gave up all 3 runs in 6 innings. And McGee fouls it straight back. Sam Dyson in Miami's bullpen. Angels beat the Astros 2-0. Remember, the Astros were down 2-0 and won last night, not tonight. 2-2 to McGee. Friend of the show, Jose Altuve, is 3 for 4 and is hitting .350. Two. Fastball up, and it is 3-2 now.
Or remember on the grand slam, Casey McGee got himself in a fastball situation. He's in that situation again with Nick Massett on the mound.
No place to put him, and there's nobody out. And McGee pulls it foul. Really an interesting career. McGee, drafted by the Cubs out of Fresno State, was stuck in AAA for many years. Aramis Ramirez was at third base in Chicago. 6-year minor leaguer, waiver claimed by the Brewers. Finally got a chance to play there. Hit hard. Prado goes home. Out there. Real Muto to first. Out there. You rarely see the 5-2-3 double play on a ball hit that deeply, but it was hit so hard that Prado's choice to come home was the right one.
Yeah, especially because he had to backhand it. I think if he was moving the other way, you could go to second base, but because he backhanded it in the position he was in, that prompted him to go to the plate. And then Real Muto took time. He knew he had time to step inside and make the throw on to first to complete the double play.
And Yusmeiro Petit rolls it out to short. Echeverria on over to first. Then Nick Massett limits the damage to just a run.
it's the first grand slam in Casey McGee's career, but a big one. He's really struggled. 4-0 lead. And another journeyman-type player, Justin Maxwell, with an RBI base hit in the 5th inning. He did the same thing in the 7th, so Maxwell has had himself a nice night as well. But the big blow, you saw it from the former Marlin, Casey McGee.
11 hits to go with the 6 runs for San Francisco, just 3 hits for Miami. Now the Marlins had some balls that they barreled up, hit into gaps against Tim Lincecum, but he's got Angel Pagan out there who ran down a couple, and Nori Aoki, who robbed this man, Christian Yelich, of a hit. Yelich fouls it off. Yelich is happy that Lincecum's not out there. 0 for 10 against Tim Lincecum with 7 strikeouts.
You know, it's funny. It's funny too, Rich. You talk about those plays in the outfield early in the game. You never know if 1 or 2 of those drops, the situation of the game changes. You never really know how things turn out.
Fastball up to Yelich. D. Gordon not in the lineup tonight. A little bit of a hamstring issue. Mike Redmond hopeful that he's back in tomorrow night. And Yelich pulls it to first. This is an illustration of what Tommy just said. You never know.
Well, this is the ball hit by Real Muto. And Pagan came in a little bit, but then regrouped. And then Donovan Solano crushed one. I thought this one really had a chance, but it was Angel Pagan once again. Christian Yelich, Nori Aoki, sliding catch on a slicing line drive. So a lot of times we talk about the infield defense helping the pitcher. Well, the outfield defense really helped Lincecum.
Martin Prado now. Steve Cishek in Miami's bullpen. Marlins would like to get him some work, keep him sharp. David Phelps, Madison Bumgarner tomorrow night. 8:30 for Marlins Live. 9 o'clock for first pitch. Ball and a strike to Prado.
Martin trying to extend his hitting streak.
Marlins will be facing Madison Bumgarner, who's coming off his best start. He had a no-hitter into the 7th inning his last time out. That's out in that big gap out there. Maxwell runs it down. 2 outs. Here comes Stanton.
Yeah, Bumgarner 7 in the 3rd. Gave up just 2 hits, no runs, and his win against San Diego.
Look at the last 2 starts.
We'll talk a lot about it tomorrow night, but what a postseason run he had.
Giancarlo Stanton has actually hit Bumgarner quite well. Over 613 at bats, and has a home run against him. Not a ton of at bats for a lot of people, except Martin Prado, 29 at bats.
Yeah, but when you're 8 for 13, that's even though it's a smaller sample size,
it's pretty good.
It's impressive.
Stanton 0 for 3. He struck out twice and bounced out. And Petit, who is not, gets a strike. Stanton pulls one. Crawford waiting. and throws him out. And the Marlins in order, 10 straight retired by the Giants. The big blow here all season long. You can download Marlins.com, the ballpark app, maps of the ballpark menus. If you want to, just order food from your own seat. Special offers and gifts. Get the MLB.com ballpark app today. Steve Cishek in for Miami, and certainly in one of those appearances where he's just here for some work.
It's really been odd this year. It's one of the rare times. So early in the year, his appearances have been disjointed. He hasn't really been able to get in that good groove.
Aoki slices one down the third baseline. It's a fair ball. Yelich picks it up, and Nori Aoki has his 6th double of the season.
You know, thus situations like this where, and that's a good pitch, by the way. There's nothing wrong with that pitch. That's just good hitting by Aoki. But really frustrating for Cishek to get in a groove in save situations. Get that adrenaline going.
Joe Panik takes a strike. Panik singled back in the 6th. So the Marlins enjoyed 17 hits last night. The Giants have 12 hits. The trick about last night's hit total for Miami is 15 of those came at the expense of starter Tim Hudson. And the last time a Giant starter gave up that many hits was Gaylord Perry in 1968.
And obviously the most that Tim Hudson had ever allowed in a game.
Morse. Angel Pagan and then Buster Posey. Pagan 0 for 4, but you get into Posey and Brandon Belt, and you've got 8 plate appearances, and they've been on all 8 times. Collectively, 6 for 6 with 2 walks. Belt has 4 hits
and 4 runs scored.
Whew. Pagan fouls it at the plate. Marlins have the infield in. Cishek misses away. Marlins had a chance to get to 500 for just the second time this year. They were 12-12. As it is, if the Giants hold this lead, they'll be at 500 at 15-15, and the Marlins would slide 2 games under. See the standings in the East. Miami would go to 14-16. Strike to Pagan. And it's 2-2, although Cishek got a little help. Marlins could use a little help tonight. It's been all Giants.
Boy, just 3 base hits, and 2 of those by Marcell Ozuna.
And a fastball. Cishek at 91 miles an hour throws it by Pagan. It looks like the velocity is coming back for Cishek.
It's funny how we talked about coming in a game like this, not a safe situation, and a lot of closers work on that adrenaline. Sometimes the leadoff double will get the adrenaline going. So in a way, that's a good thing, because he's really bearing down. He did on Pagan, made some good pitches. Now he's got to get Posey.
Posey fouls it back. Buster Posey, Florida State legend. 28-year-old. Ball and a strike.
Been a Rookie of the Year. He's been an MVP. He won a batting title.
A couple of All-Star games. And I think most importantly, 3 World Series rings.
Was he a Golden Spikes winner in college? Not to mention he was on the Dean's List too.
Dick Hauser Award.
28 years old, and as his career moves on, he'll find a few more games at first base.
Well, Posey walks for the 3rd straight time. And here's Brandon Bell, and he has clobbered the baseball tonight and in this series. He's got 4 hits tonight, 6 hits in the first 2 nights of this 4-game series. A 27-year-old from Nacogdoches, Texas, home of Stephen F. Austin University. Belt, though, went to Texas. Oh, 2.
It was a fast track for Belt getting to the big leagues. Played about 200 games in the minor leagues, but a .350 career average in the minor leagues.
Oh, he tore it up.
He can always hit.
And Cichet strikes him out. And the Marlins finally get Brandon Belt out. To the ninth, 6-0 Giants.
Thanks for staying up late with us. Be sure to stick around for our Marlins Live postgame show. I'll be hosting live here from AT Park. Here is what we have coming up. First off, McGee feels grand. Casey McGee hits his first grand slam of his career. Also, Cozart struggles. A rough outing tonight for Jared Cozart, and David Phelps on the mound tomorrow for the Fish. That is what we have coming up in our Marlins Live postgame show. Rich, Tommy?
All right, we look forward to that, Jessica. Marcell Ozuna against Yusmeiro Petit. Third inning for Petit. Marlins saw 6 innings of Tim Lincecum, and he was outstanding. He shut out Miami on just 3 hits. Petit has retired all 6 that he's faced. Ozuna's had the best night. 2 for 3. Only Denny Echeverria has a hit as well. Ozuna a double and a single.
You know, if Petit finishes this game off, it'll be 3 innings for him, and that would be a save. And if he does that, it would be his first major league save.
Marcell Ozuna lines it foul. Petit was dynamite in the postseason last year. 3-0, a 1.42 ERA. 3 relief wins. He even picked up a base hit. Game 4 of the World Series. First relief pitcher since Al Leiter to have a hit in a World Series game. Ozuna goes down. Petit's always been a guy that when the Giants have needed an emergency starter or somebody goes down, all of a sudden add water and Yusmeiro Petit becomes a starter.
Yeah, he's been very valuable.
Realmuto to left, and Aoki is there, and JT Realmuto in 2 nights has hit line drives, sharp ground balls, and has absolutely nothing to show for it.
Boy, that's frustrating. One of the most frustrating parts of the game, because you know it takes so many things to do right, to get base hits, and you do it right, and if you hit it at guys, you still don't get that reward.
So Miami's down to their last out. Michael Morse. Fastball up. Two and 0. That Dodger game in Denver is still delayed in the 6th. 2-1. Dodgers on top of the Rockies. The Padres and the Diamondbacks are in the bottom of the 9th, and San Diego's got a 6-5 lead going into the bottom of the 9th in Arizona. Pitch is out. And it's 3-1. Also on the West Coast, Oakland and Seattle 3-3. Bottom 8 up in Seattle. The Mariners have had a rough start. 11-17 going into play tonight. So is Oakland, 12-18. Morse takes up and in.
Petit had retired 8 straight before that walk issued to Michael Morse.
And if you go back to Lincecum's last 2 innings, it's 12 straight retired that the Giants had before the walk to Morse. And Chavarria 1 for 3. Tonight decidedly colder than last night, which is typical San Francisco. Yesterday it was kind of overcast. The sun really wasn't out.
And today it was bright and clear.
Today sun's out, guns out, it's bright. And of course it's much colder at night on a sunny day than it was on a cloudy day. Morse runs.
So tomorrow I'll take your advice, Rich, and I'll walk around as I did today, walk around the city. And when I head through Union Square, if it's nice and bright and sunny, then I know it will be chilly in the evening. Of course, we have a little earlier start tomorrow, too.
So I thought you were headed in a completely different direction. I thought you were saying sun's out, guns out. It's 0-2 to Echeverria. In the dirt, and it kicks away. Posey has to pick it up. David Phelps, Madison Bumgarner. Wonder where we'll see Buster Posey tomorrow night. We'll see him play. It's tough for the,
especially the way Belt's been hitting.
Yeah, some have said, hey, why not try Buster at third base? But last year, with all the injuries, the concussion issues that Belt had, Posey ended up down at first base for some games. And he got him. And Chavarria swings and misses. Petit strikes him out. And the Giants shut out Miami here in San Francisco tonight. Tim Lincecum for 6 innings. And then Yusmeiro Petit with a 3-inning save. He does not allow a hit.